Hello and welcome, our blood viewers, to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we begin tonight's news with the major and top headlines. Defense Minister Mr. Hassan Umar Mohammed sponsored the closing of the Bahari Salama 1 exercise at Camp Ali of the Djiboutian Coast Guard. And in the international scene, the deterioration of hospitals in Gaza worsens the health crisis and threatens the lives of civilians. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The Minister of Economy and Finance, Mr. Ilyas Musa Dawali, participated in a high-level international event dedicated to the Agri-Connect initiative held under the auspices of World Bank Group President Ajay Banga in the United States.
Took part in a major event dedicated to Agri-Connect, hosted by World Bank Group President Ajay. Agri-Connect is a World Bank Group initiative aimed at transforming smallholders' agriculture, creating jobs, and strengthening global food security. Every day, 500 million smallholders farmers produce most of the world's food. Despite their vital contribution, many lives in poverty and continue to rely on traditional farming methods while lacking access to markets and financing and modern technologies. The commercial success of these farmers is essential to generating jobs, reducing poverty, and improving global food security. Faced with demographic and food challenges, agricultural transformation is urgent. Over the next decades, 1.2 billion young people will enter the labor market in developing countries, and global food needs are expected to increase by 30% by 2050. To meet this growing demand, agriculture must become a true vector of economic and social opportunities. The World Bank Group is reaffirming its commitment by doubling its annual investment in the agri-food sector, which will now reach $9 billion. This effort aims to support integrated solutions, market access, adapted finance and technology, training to enable smallholders farmers to move upmarket, increase their incomes, and contribute to global food security. The minister welcomed this initiative and encouraged the partnerships between governments, financial institutions, and the private sector to maximize the impact of Agri-Connect for the benefit of rural population and future generations.
Agri-Connect is one of the World Bank's major projects aimed at transforming traditional agriculture into a modern, job-creating sector that contributes to global food security. Around 500 million smallholder farmers worldwide produce the bulk of the world's food. Despite their virtual economic role, many continue to live in difficult conditions and face challenges, including limited financing, weak market access, and lack of modern technology. Participants stressed that the success of these farmers is essential to fighting poverty, creating new jobs, and guaranteeing global food security. Given rising demographic and food security pressures, experts emphasize that agricultural transformation is urgent, especially as more than 1.2 billion young people are expected to enter the workforce in developing countries over the next decade, and global food demand is projected to rise by about 30% by 2050. In this context, the World Bank Group announced it will double its annual investments in the agriculture and food sector to $9 billion, supporting integrated solutions that include market access, financing, innovation and training to help farmers increase productivity, improve incomes, and contribute to global food security. As the multinational naval exercise Bahari Salama 1 drew to a close, an exercise that began on October 7th, a delegation led by the Minister of Defense, Mr. Hassan Umar Mohammed, made a field visit to the Dorali camp of the Djiboutian Coast Guard. The ceremony opened with a military review of units from the East African Standby Force conducted by the Djiboutian Defense Minister, with participation from his counterparts from Sudan and Uganda, and in the presence of General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, Infrastructure and Equipment Minister Mr. Hassan Hamad Ibrahim, Coast Guard Commander Colonel Wa'is Omar Bagore, Director General of the National Security Mr. Hassan Saeed Khaire, along with senior military officials and the East African Standby Force representatives. Following the review, Djibouti's defense minister met with his Sudanese counterpart to discuss mechanisms to strengthen East African state security and defense capacities, with the objective of enabling them to assume collective responsibility for regional security. The two sides also discussed ways to deepen bilateral military cooperation between the frontier countries. Bahari Salama 1 aims to enhance operational readiness and coordination across the region by raising integration levels and improving joint response capabilities to complex security threats, thereby contributing to collective security in a strategic and virtual area. On the occasion of the closing ceremony of Bahari Salama 1, Djibouti received a high-level ministerial delegation representing several East African states, including Sudan and Uganda, reflecting growing regional interest in strengthening maritime security cooperation. Training officers presented a comprehensive briefing to participating delegations outlining the exercise main phases, the simulated scenarios executed, strategic objectives, and the methods and results achieved. The presentations highlighted significant progress by participating forces in coordinating across military branches and developing practical operational capabilities. Ministerial delegations toured several educational technical pavilions set up for the event, showcasing training programs delivered to the East African Standby Force Reserve officers. The exhibits covered multiple domains, including maritime surveillance and security, anti-piracy and illicit trafficking operations, maritime search and rescue, maritime incident management, and interagency cooperation. The pavilions gave visitors an opportunity to examine the tools, technologies, and procedures used during the exercise, underlining a collective commitment to supporting maritime security and strengthening shared maritime governance. Bahari Salama 1 represents a landmark in building an integrated regional maritime security architecture in East Africa, demonstrating the region's will to align efforts and coordinate capabilities to confront cross-border maritime threats. The event concluded with an official group photograph of ministerial delegations, senior officers, and East African Standby Forces and naval representatives alongside the trainers and coordinators who contributed to the exercise success. We now follow the series of addresses delivered by officers at the closing ceremony of this training course.
The effects of which at the national, regional, and international level are devastating. During decades of violent conflict in Africa, we learned key lessons that we Africans have to find lasting solution to our own problem of peace and security and take development matters in our hands. And nowadays, peacekeeping mandates are becoming more complex and multidimensional than ever before, which demand to deploy comprehensive peace support operation.
Sir, it is indeed a great honor and privilege to address you this morning as we mark the successful conclusion of the ISAF Maritime Command Post exercise held here in the Republic of Djibouti. Over the last several days, we have journeyed together through an exercise that has truly tested our collective resolve, professionalism, and ability to operate as one regional force. From the very outset, our goal was clear: to strengthen our readiness, to enhance our coordination, and to build interoperability among military forces of our member states.
Today, as we bring it to a close, I can confidently say that the Eastern African ship has not only sailed, it has sailed strong, steady, and successfully reached the safe harbor. This exercise was more than just a simulation of maritime operations. It was a test of our regional cooperation, a demonstration of our readiness, and above all, a celebration of what can be achieved when the region stands together with one mission, one vision, and one spirited unity.
Colonel Waes Omar Boghorre, commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard, affirmed in his address that the 3-week event strengthened regional maritime cooperation and collective capacity to confront maritime threats.
It is with deep satisfaction and a strong sense of pride that I address you today on the occasion of the closing ceremony of the Maritime Command Post exercise, Bahari Salama 1, held under the auspices of the Eastern Africa Standby Force, ISAF, and held here in Coast Guard facilities in this space, Djiboutian Coast Guard. It is also a great pleasure to welcome you, all of you, these events, which marks the culmination of friendly and fruitful collaboration and a shared commitment to strengthening the maritime security and safety. After several days of intensive efforts, joint maneuvering, and a fruitful exchange, we can confidently state that Bahari Salama 1 has been a collective success. Honorable guests, Excellencies, when we launched this exercise almost 3 weeks ago, we shared 3 main objectives: to strengthen cooperation among member states, to improve the operational coordination of our maritime area, to enhance our effective capacity to respond to the threats that coming from the sea.
Field Marshal Mr. Hassan Dawood Kayan, Sudan's Minister of Defense and Deputy Chair of the East African Defense Ministers Council, expressed deep thanks to the government and people of Djibouti for hosting and organizing this historic regional event.
So, we are. In the future, we need more facilities, more directive objectives, more power for the unity of East and West Africa, for the security and safety of the countries of ISAF. So you are here to help us in the future. And in spite of war, we are power enough. We are powerful and safety. And in the near future, we will participate in all the exercises of ISAF to succeed the safety and the security of all Africa, not the Eastern Africa only. We thank all the participants here for helping Sudan and standing with Sudan to bring in diplomacy and directing us to be in safety in the future. We thank you, and we want you to be with Sudan for new Sudan and for new Africa.
Mr. Hassan Umar Mohammed, Minister of Defense responsible for parliamentary relations, expressed pride in the resounding success of the regional exercise, noting it embodies the vision of a united Africa, strengthening its autonomous capacity to ensure its security and stability. As part of oversight of national sports projects, the Secretary of State in charge of youth and sports conducted an inspection visit to Hassan Guled Stadium to review progress on rehabilitation works. He was received by Mr. Mohammed Umar, General Director of the National Agency of the Promotion of Sports, along with the technical advisors from the Ministry of Youth and Sports and site managers. The Secretary of State inspected renovation sites across the stadium, including locker rooms, stands, and the lighting system and safety installations. After the visit, the Secretary of State expressed full satisfaction with the level of progress while stressing the importance of meeting deadlines and quality standards. He emphasized that these renovations are necessary to host upcoming national and international competitions under proper conditions. The comprehensive rehabilitation program is part of President Ismail Omar Guelleh's vision and his government's plan to modernize the country's sports infrastructure and provide safe, professional facilities for Djiboutian youth to practice sport. Comprehensive Rehabilitation Program is part of President Ismail Omar's Guelleh vision and the government's plan to modernize the country's sports infrastructure and provide safe, professional facilities for Djiboutian youth to practice sport. Over 2 days, Djibouti became a hub for legal experts from across Africa, hosting lawyers, archivist researchers, and official delegates to discuss training legal sovereignty and institutional memory in the digital era. Throughout the session, participants shared and concerns that the national sovereignty goes beyond geographic borders and extends to control over legal memory and the ability to preserve and publish a well and country's foundational legal text. From the inaugural African Official Gazettes Forum emerged a common vision to build a unified African network of official gazettes, harmonize publication methods, ensure the credibility of public documents, and foster a culture of institutional transparency, thereby shaping an Africa with legal sovereignty able to speak with one voice in defending its written rights. By hosting this important event, Djibouti reaffirmed its historical role as a platform for law, memory, and dialogue, bridging administrative cultures across continents. The forum underscored that modern governance includes preserving legal heritage as an essential pillar of institutional stability.
Of public documents and promote a shared culture of institutional transparency. A legally sovereign Africa is thus emerging, capable of speaking with one voice in the preservation of its writing law. By hosting this major event, the Republic of Djibouti confirmed its historic vocation, that of a crossroad of law, memory, and dialogue, faithful to its role as a bridge between continents and administrative cultures. Throughout this forum, Djibouti recalled that modern governance also requires the preservation of legal heritage, the silent foundations upon which the stability of institutions rests.
Let's now listen to both the Somali and the Zimbabwean minister speeches.
With regards to the importance of this forum is that it marks an important step in our collective mission to strengthen the rule of law, transparency, and accountability across Africa. Official gazettes and legal journals are not just tools of publication; they are pillars of democracy that ensure citizens' access to laws and government decisions. By modernizing and harmonizing these systems, we bring our continent closer to increased governance and justice for all. In Somalia, the government is actively pursuing reforms in legal frameworks, institutional modernization, and digital transformation. We are particularly committed to ensuring that laws and regulations are accessible to every citizen, and it's a key aspect of our democratic renewal. On the Charter of Official Gazettes, we strongly support the Charter of Official Gazettes, which symbolizes our shared vision for transparency, innovation, and collaboration. This charter will serve as a foundation for collective progress.
It has been a privilege to participate in this African Forum of Official Journals convened here in the Republic of Djibouti. And on that note, I convey my sincere appreciation to the government of Republic of Zimbabwe, as well as other delegates here present, and in particular, my special thanks to the government and the people of Djibouti for their warm welcome, warm hospitality, and also exemplary stewardship of this important event. Esteemed delegates, over the past 2 days, we have held rigorous and solution-oriented discussions under the theme Legal Governance and Real-Time Information, Modernizing of our Journals in Africa. The exchanges we have shared reaffirm that accessible, authentic, and also timely legal information is the cornerstone of accountable government and also functioning democracy.
In remarks, the General Secretary of the government said that the forum was stimulating, useful, and instructive, bringing together for the first time representatives from all regions of Africa around official gazettes with a shared goal, making the law saver more accessible and more reliable for citizens. The General Secretary of the Ministry of Digital Economy and Innovation presided over the opening of the 4th Morocco Graduates Meeting at the Kempinski Palace Hotel in Djibouti under the theme Youth Participation, a Lever for Continental Development. The event brought together representatives of public institutions, international partners, entrepreneurs, young graduates, and award-winning alumni from the Kingdom of Morocco to strengthen academic, economic, and technological cooperation between Djibouti and Morocco. The Secretary General said that thanks to its geostrategic position and commitment to digital transformation, Djibouti has become a regional hub for innovation and entrepreneurship. In Africa, he linked this momentum to Djibouti 2035 and the Smart Nation Roadmap, which aims to build an inclusive digital economy based on knowledge, creativity, and innovation to serve youth employment and development. He highlighted strategic cooperation between Djibouti and Morocco, including the MOU signed during the GITEX Africa 2024 in Marrakesh to enhance knowledge exchange in joint projects, and the Startup Djibouti initiative in partnership with the Moroccan company H7, which has hosted 20 youth and startups and accelerated 8 promising projects, reflecting the virtuality and creativity of Djiboutian youth and importance of partnership in developing Africa's innovation ecosystem. In his address, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Digital Economy and Innovation reiterated that Djibouti, thanks to its geostrategic position and commitment to digital transformation, has become a regional center for innovation, entrepreneurship, and skill development in the African continent. The University Hospital Center of Djibouti signed a partnership agreement with Sheikh Anta Diop University in Dakar, one of Africa's leading higher education institutions and alma mater to many prominent Djiboutian physicians. The signing ceremony was attended by UCAD President Professor Alon Badara Kanji and the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Pharmacy and Dentistry, Professor Bara Nidai, alongside faculty researchers. Under the agreement, 50 new Djiboutian doctors will receive training over the next 5 years across various medical specialties, a major step towards training human and scientific capacity in Djibouti's health sector. The initiative aligns with government and Ministry of Health priorities to place training, research, and medical excellence among strategic objectives for national health system development. The University Hospital Center extended deep gratitude to Sheikh Anta Diop University for its continued commitment to African academic cooperation based on knowledge exchange and solidarity among sister nations. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, aerial images published by the World Health Organization reveal severe damage to many hospitals in the Gaza Strip.
The World Health Organization deteriorating hospital conditions in Gaza are exacerbating the health crisis and threatening civilian lives. Published aerial images have shown numerous damaged hospitals in the Gaza Strip. According to the World Health Organization, of the 36 hospitals in the territory, only 13 remain partially functional, with the rest having ceased all operational conditions. The World Health Organization for health sector in Gaza, including medical supplies, life-saving equipment, and increased skilled staffing levels to prevent a complete collapse of the health systems and protect the lives of civilians affected by the crisis. The report also warned that continued damage threatens long-term health security in the territory and compromises the ability of local authorities to respond to potential outbreak or new medical emergency.
The United States is currently experiencing a significant expansion in data center construction. More details with Mohammed Adan.
Artificial intelligence technology, the construction of new data center in the U.S. Is accelerating to support the rise of artificial intelligence. The United States is currently experiencing a surge in data center construction driven by the rapid development of artificial intelligence technologies which require significant computing and storage capacity. A Swiss engineering company, ABB, reported that it is seeing a surge in demand for electrical equipment and industrial infrastructure solutions as technology and artificial intelligence companies ramp up investment need for powerful computing resources to support its deployment, industry, education services, and scientific research.
Africa is feeling the severe effects of climate change, deeply impacting the agricultural sector, the backbone of its economy, and the livelihoods of millions. Mohammed Adan again.
Climate change is exacerbating the agricultural crisis in Africa and threatening food security. The African continent is bearing the brunt of the impacts of climate change, which are profoundly affecting the agricultural sector, a key pillar of the economy and a source of livelihood for millions of people. According to several international reports, agricultural declining significantly due to the increased frequency of drought and the intensification of floods and progressive soil degradation. These extreme weather events also promote the spread of agricultural disease and pests, further compromising food production. The heavy dependence of African agricultures on rainfall combined with the fragile soils and rapid population growth increases the continent's vulnerability to this upheaval. Agricultural and environmental experts warn that the situation will worsen if effective adaptation measures are not implemented quickly. Without concerted action, the food security of millions of Africans and farmers' incomes risk being seriously compromised in the coming years.
Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more as usual. Have a wonderful evening and take care. Thank you.